Aubrey of the Red Shirt. Welcome back to episode 2 of the USS Enterprise and her adventures. Alright. Okay. That's pretty long. Oh yeah, that's a pretty long distance. But I don't really see a closer one. So we're gonna chance it. Maybe not. This is pretty, so we'll go through here. Oh, of course. Frick, I love these things. This beacon has been placed too close to a supergiant Class M star. The ship will gradually overheat until you get out of here, or die. A pirate apparently oblivious to the danger of the sun moves in to engage. No, it's just because they're crazy, and in this game they like fighting in danger. They think it adds an extra, whatever. Yeah. Extra suspense. So, let's take down their shields. They've got true crew members. Oh, now they run by, yeah. Okay, the enemy appears to be powering up its FTL. It's trying to escape. No, we can't have that, so we're gonna shoot the engine and yes, we are on fire. Not as bad as them, because they're now dead. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. 1 missile, 1 drone part, and 21 scrap. Alright, alright. Come on, charge. Okay, I don't like that. So when this closed quarters like that, it opens the door instead of... Oh, bollocks. I knew it. Look, okay, I wanted to jump that way. But it's too far. But look, this one is slightly closer, but this one's slightly further away. So it's like, I think I'm gonna have to go up and around. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Oy. A small shuttle appears on a local radar. Turns out it is a rebel automated scout. With no bloomin' shields. Look, it has no shields. Alright. My anti-ship can take this out on its own. Looks like a laser. And now I do already have the achievement for that, so we're just gonna go ahead and help it out a little bit. Not that this thing's going anywhere. Alright, destroyed. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. 3 fuel, 2 missiles, and 27 scrap. Alright, alright. Okay, now, yeah, see, look, I have to go up. Now, one of the reasons that I like the Engi is because of the Ion Blast. The thing is awesome. And I don't like the Rock ship just because it is, I don't know, it has increased toughness and it's cool having the Rockmen, but just because, you know, they're immune to fire, you can't actually open doors to the outside. And I like to have my people doing something else. While, you know, I'm fighting, they can be, you know, if they're boarded, you know, if we're boarded, then they can kill them while I'm venting the fire if I'm on fire, but not in a rock ship, because there's no space, there's no doors to space. And I'm like, really? Just because you're immune to fire doesn't mean you need to put it out when you're doing something. You don't need to put it out when you're doing something else. So yeah, that's why I don't like the rock ship much. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Yeah, there's always a chance for useful stuff, but I've only got my shields on 2, and I've never come out successful on these. I usually just end up taking hull damage, and it doesn't really seem worth risking the Federation data for it. Sometimes you could even lose a crew member. So yeah, we're just gonna wait around until it recharges. Now another thing I like to do when I have the funds is to get the shields up to 4. I've never really lived... Oh god, look, they're right there. I've never really lived much past getting shields to 4. But it seems to do a lot. Yeah. But I always allocate to the power first, because then if there's something else I find that I want to use, I can use it you know, in the meantime until I can get the scrap for those shields. You detect a hub of activity nearby. A large corporation has set up a trade depot and has a number of well-armed ships patrolling. This appears to be a relatively safe place to get repairs. Good, because I'm in desperate need of them. Well, I guess I'm not really down to 75% yet, but yeah, we definitely need them. So when I come to the store, I repair everything I can, if I can afford it, and I always buy all the fuel, because I had this one game where I just could not luck out. I was stuck for turns and weeks, and oh, it was nuts. It was like, my crew started going nuts, and so yeah. They want 8 for their drone parts, and we've got 13, so yeah. No, I've got 1 extra crew member, but I still not enough for to use a crew teleporter yet, really. Besides the fact that I don't have enough scrap. And I don't have anything to really sell. Because I have had use for this medbot dispersal before. I believe it was only once, but it does come in handy in certain situations. Let's see, I've already got an Ion Blast Mark II, so we're not even going to waste our money on that. And this, I do have 3 missiles, but I'd only be able to fire this thing once. Possibly twice if it can only load. Oh, maybe 3 times. Let's see, how many does it fire? It does not say. It doesn't say how many it fires. These missiles, so I'd probably be able to fire it 3 times. It's not really worth it. See, I wish I could sell my missiles. Alright, let us continue. Oh lord, they are so gonna catch me. Let's keep moving. You catch a glimpse of a strange signal coming from a space station before your sensors shut off unexpectedly. As you discover that your sensors are being jammed, you hear hostiles beam onto your ship. Prepare for a fight. Holy hell. Come over here. Let's get everyone in the same room. So we've been boarded, and they're thoroughly destroying our missiles, oxygen. They are now in, at least one of them is in here, 2 of them are in here. So yes, this makes our odds fair. Oh crap, and they've destroyed our oxygen. We've got a bunch of wussies. This is not gonna go well, I don't think. Alright, go to healing, everybody. That means you too! Don't, you're the deadest one! Fairy, give me a break, Fairy. Alright, 3. Whoopsie. Alright, he's almost dead. So is he though. Here we go, let's go heal. Oh, oxygen's dead. Oxygen is down. Now I have forgotten that the oxygen was damaged and gotten into a point where there was no oxygen in the ship, so if my guys left sickbay they would die, and they were all on like, so they were all on like 0 health, and I couldn't fix it, so I had to start over at that point. So yeah, I got that fixed. Everything's still a little pink, but it's still going up quite nicely. Alright, send Crusher back to the helm. Forge can go back to the engine room. Ferry can... No, Ferry can be in the weapons, and Data will be in shields. Alright, so we've got that contained fairly easily with... Well, I guess it wasn't easy, but it was very... just not very damaging to the hull. Because they can actually damage your hull when they do that crap. Because they just catch fires and stuff. Ugh. Hello. We used our last FTL fuel to jump to this station. They indicate a burnt-out husk of debris and warped metal. As you can see, the war must have spread to this sector. We've been stranded ever since. Now, this has happened to me before. I would really love to help them, but I've only got 13 fuel. I can't risk it. I can't risk. We understand. Please send help our way if you meet someone trustworthy. I'm sorry, dude. Really am. I know what it's like. The only reason I'm up here is because it wouldn't let me go the way I wanted to go. Scanners are showing intelligent life forms on a nearby planet. No match for them can be found in the database. I'm gonna investigate. You land a small shuttle in an enormous field whose only occupants are small, brightly colored, six-legged, horse-like animals. Could they be what your scans picked up? I've never done this one. I imagine they'd probably try to fight you. At least part of the time. Sometimes they might actually come, be able to be sold. But I think that's cruel, so we're just gonna try to communicate. You try to communicate in every possible way you can, but they just stand there, silently judging you with their large, expressionless eyes. You prepare to leave. Now, it usually ends like that, but sometimes there have been occasions when they have not let me leave, and they took me to an Engi ship that had crashed, and I revitalized one, and I got an extra crew member from it. So I usually do those when I go down to the beacon. I've never had it be, when I go down to check out the life forms, I've never had it be like fake in a trap or anything, but that doesn't mean it couldn't be possibly. The distress beacon is coming from a civilian ship. It appears it is being chased by a pirate. Aid them. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, I think we're gonna die. That looks like a really intense shield of some sort. Okay, I'm probably dead. There are 3 crew members, one of which is a rock, but there's no crew teleporter at least. At least I'm left out that way. That is a missile, and they have an ion cannon as well. Thankfully they missed. Let's get their shields down and their weapons as down as possible. Oh, they took out my sensors. Okay. That was not nearly as hard as I thought it would be. The pirate ship breaks apart. You hasten to contact the civilian ship. 1 missile, 1 drone part, 26 scrap. Contact the civilian ship. This sector has become increasingly dangerous for friends of the Federation. I think my crew can patch up some of your hull damage, and as thanks. So, I think they did like 2, possibly 3 hull repair, which is nice. It's very nice. Gonna repair my sensors before I move along, because as I understand it, they don't get any closer until you actually physically move your ship to the next sector, or the next planet or warp thingy. Oh lord. Okay. Crap. They're awfully close. an especially well-armed pirate ship approaches you. Hand over one of your crew members and the rest of you can go free unharmed. Now, I do have an extra crew member, but no. Now, same rule applies. I do not give in to your demands. And, yeah. Oh, I want that guy. I want the green guy up there. I don't know why they've got him at the helm and not at engine. Because he can... God, he can add extra power to the engine. Come on, hurry up and repair! Alright, screw this. Here, you go help him. Come on. Bloody hell. Here we go. Ooh, oxygen's dead. You go fix oxygen. And you fix this, and we've got a hull breach. Our weapons are down again. We surrender. Take one of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they'll die anyway. Hopefully, it'll be the Zoltan. No, I got a frickin' Manus. But they are good at fighting. At least a mantis named Stick. I'm gonna call him Walking Stick. He's cute. Alright. Which one are you? You're LaForge. Send you back to your post. Data, you go back to your post. Ferry, stay in the weapons bay. Open this. Get these less... Get it less pink. That's good enough. Close. Continue. Exit. Barely in front of them. Just barely. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. Continue. You find an abandoned mining station on a nearby moon. A quick scan shows no life forms. However, you discover a usable drone schematic. Woot woot. Anti-ship beam drone 1. I can sell it. And 16 scrap. Continue. It's barely pink anymore. Alright, the next sector. Ooh, just in front of them. This is probably a bad idea, as I've only got 8 fuel. No. This nebula must have been an important hub at one point. Placing all of these jump beacons would be no easy task. However, now it's hardly navigable. Continue. Alright. Thank you for joining me for episode 2 in the adventures of the Starship Enterprise. Join me for episode 3. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.